Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our ongoing series where I sit down with my colleague, Elise Aguilar, ANCOR's Director of Advocacy, to talk about ANCOR's All In for HCBS campaign. Good to see you again, Elise.
Hi, Sean.
So, just to recap where we've been so far in these conversations, our first conversation was really about why this campaign is so important and why it's so imperative that we have this legislation. And then when we last talked, we really focused on sort of what it is that advocates should do to ensure that the Senate passes this historic investment in the Medicaid home and community-based services program. So the questions that I want to ask you today are really just sort of more about the tactical stuff of like, what should people be doing and how can they get more involved in this campaign? So let me start with a question. We've been emphasizing the need to complete this action alert, but what should somebody do if they've already done the action alert?
That's a great question, Sean. So the action alert is just simply one tool you have in the toolbox to advocate for our issue and to reach your members of Congress. But the action alert is really important, and it does allow you to take action in a multitude of ways. So you can use it to email your senators, you can use it to call your senators, or to tweet at them. And that's all done simply by clicking on one tab to the next tab. So it's all right there on the platform. If you've done it to email your senators, maybe try tweeting at them or giving them a call. And if you've done all of those things, you can take the action alert again. In fact, you can take it once every 24 hours if you want to. You can also send our action alert to your networks, forward it to a friend, to a relative. Anyone that is interested in our issue can take the action. You don't have to be an ANCOR member. You just have to care about our issue, which we know so many people do. So take it again, share it with your networks. Just make sure that we're continuing to use this tool to reach our senators.
Yeah, so I love all of that. I mean, I didn't realize that you could do the action alert repeatedly, maybe not repeatedly, but once every 24 hours is great. And I also knew that obviously we can share it with our friends and family. I've shared it with my parents and a couple of my friends. But talk to me a little bit more about social media. Like I see people on Twitter, for example, tagging their members of Congress or their state legislators, saying to vote for this or vote no on that or pass this legislation. Does any of that actually make a difference though? Like, I can't imagine that members of the US Senate are just like sitting there on their Twitter account looking at what constituents are saying, right? Or are they?
They actually are, Sean. So social media is an increasingly important tool that we have to reach our members of Congress. Senators are paying attention to what's in their social media and Twitter feeds. So using this as an opportunity to tweet at your senator, in which you can do using our action alert very easily, is a really, really direct way to reach out to them. It also really helps elevate our issue, because if people are seeing what you're tweeting on your Twitter feed or seeing it on your senator's Twitter feed, then they're seeing ANCOR and they're seeing our issue really out there, and they can engage in a dialogue with you. They can amplify that message. It really helps, again, just increase the relevancy and the importance of our issue. So it's a really, really critical way to take action.
Got it. So it's almost just, like really their way of keeping their fingers on the pulse of what their constituents care about. So that's really helpful perspective. So we've talked about a couple of different things, right? People can share the action alert with their friends and family members, obviously post it on social media with hashtag all in for HCBS. People can tag their members of Congress, tweet at their senators, tag them on Facebook to urge them to support this investment in HCBS. If somebody listening to this video was interested in learning a little bit more, either about how to get involved in the campaign or to learn more about the legislation and what it would do, what can they do to learn more?
So if you're interested in learning more, feel free to reach out to us at ANCOR@ANCOR.org. You can send us an email and reach out to us that way. Of course, you can check out all the resources we have on the Amplifier page and on ANCOR's website, and of course on our social media platforms as well.
Okay, so that's really good to know. So keep connecting with us on social media, email us at ANCOR@ANCOR.org. And thank you so much for all of the work that you are doing to join us in going all in for HCBS. Thanks and take care.